pronouns she, her, hers. I'm a program manager at Interact for Health, and I lead our youth mental health grant making strategy.
My name is Shawn Jeffers, pronouns are he, him, his, and I'm Director of Leadership Development for Youth at the Center. And our focus at Youth at the Center is really about flipping on its head that old adage of children should be seen and not heard, and we really want young people to be seen, heard, and valued as the leaders of today. Come in.
I believe that youth are fully capable of telling us what they want and what they need, but it requires adults to be able to listen and hear what they're actually saying, and be welcoming to provide them what they need.
So Youth at the Center, our mission is to have young people be seen, heard, and valued as the next generation of leaders in our community. I think the way we simply talk about it is there's the old adage of children should be seen and not heard. And we want young people to be seen, heard, and valued. And that requires both equipping young people with the knowledge, skills, and awareness of who they are and what they can contribute. It's also about working with adults in our community to better receive and support young people.
Amplifying Youth Voice, like grantee cohort, we see that youth want to be heard. So even when we did the Amplifying Youth Voice grantee cohort, it wasn't adults reviewing the grants. It was youth help review the grants. They helped make the decisions on what were funded. So those 10 grantees in that pilot were chosen by youth. And so I think now for us, as we continue to evolve, it's really thinking about year 1 was like trying, year 2 was that continuation, and now year 3 is really how do we move that Amplifying Youth Voice from program to like system work, and how are we moving our ecosystem, because we know that youth want to be heard, we know that they want to be listened to, and how do we move that ecosystem that if you're a youth serving organization in our region, you're listening to youth from jump.
Yeah, I think this is in large part, I think, like why we started Youth at the Center is so my colleagues Tanisha Worthy and David Weaver and myself, we had all been part of an organization called Public Allies Cincinnati, and Public Allies is really about, and Deanna is also a public ally, lots of connections, but Public Allies is really about creating leadership development opportunities and nonprofit apprenticeships for 18 to 30-ish age ranges, and I think what we started to see was like we needed to start earlier to really help young people. Like, what would it look like if you understood your gifts, your talents, your strengths in 7th, 8th, 9th grade, as opposed to learning those? And for me, it was like 22, 23 when I did Public Allies is where it was like starting to really be able to understand my leadership style. And at that point, I had already gone to school. I had, picked a major that wasn't right for me and then like recalibrated and found one that was right. But I think for our hope is that with young people, it's like the earlier you understand who you are and what you have to contribute, the better it is you can figure out your path.
I would say for me, leading the like Amplifying Youth Voice work is like, for me, what I'm really focused on is like the next level of systems change, and really how do we move to putting youth in charge and moving towards youth organizing and youth leadership. And like, so I think sometimes when we say systems change, that sounds like a lot. So maybe think of like, how are we putting youth in charge to move their ecosystems that they're in, the ecosystems that they live in. And so that's something that I'm really trying to figure out, how do we do that work in our region? Because I haven't seen it yet. And so that's something that I'm super passionate about and really want to see the work move forward. And so that's what I would say the next steps for us is.